Hello, this is Debbie from cariadcards.co. Thank you very much for joining me. And today we're going to be making this masculine card, which is something I really don't make very many of. But I thought today I'd have a go. Going to start off with a 6" by 6" card blank that I've pre-folded. I've got a piece of Night of Navy cardstock cut to 14 centimetres by 14 centimetres, 5.5 inches by 5.5 inches. I will put that on my blog. And a piece of Whisper White cardstock cut to 13.5 centimetres, not inches, by 13.5 centimetres, or 5.25 inches by 5.25 inches. Right, I'm going to stamp my sentiment first. The sentiment is from the set 1 of the Apothecary art set, and I'm going to use the Happiest Birthday stamp. Got my Night of Navy ink, which I've got all over my fingertips already this morning. I am very mucky this morning with my inks, but let's see if I can work a little bit cleaner this morning. I'll just bring that down there because I don't want to stamp it squiffy. There we go. Okay, and I'll come back to that later because I want to ink the edges, but we'll carry on and make some of the things first. Right, I'm going to make this shape, and that is done using our top note die. Ooh, it's picked up lots of little bits of things. They're really easy to use with your big shot. All you need to do is take away your platform and you just have your cutting plate. Put the top note die. I tend to put mine face up. I don't know why. I don't think it's a particular reason. It's just the way I work. Put a piece of white card on there. Put your second cutting plate on and just take it through the machine. Apologies if it makes the camera shake. Right, so that's how it comes out. I'll pop that away for now. And I also cut another one out. And for that, I used a sheet of DSP from the Maritime set. It's double-sided, so I used this side as well on the card. I just put this through the machine and cut out another of the top notes. But the reason I've done this beforehand is because if you see all these perforated edges, I've cut just inside those so that when I place this on, it's going to sit and you can see the white border around it. And I just thought you wouldn't want to see me cutting that out, so I just went ahead and did that. So I'm just going to attach that onto there. Just use a bit of snail. Oops, it'd be useful if I got it all over, wouldn't it? And line it up as best you can. I'm sitting a bit far back, so it's not as easy as it should be, really. Just hope that's straight, reasonably straight. Okay, so I've got that ready. The next thing I'm going to do is these tags. So for that, I've used my note tag punch, and I've just cut out, and I've realised I didn't bring, have I brought some spare card? Oh dear. I think the moral is have a cup of coffee before you start filming. I have got some spare card. So I just cut 2 of these out. Or I punch them out. That's a better technical term, isn't it? And I also punched out 1 from the backing paper from that. So let me pick up. I've got a piece here that I've already started, as you can see. I do like to look after my DSP and be as economical as I can with it. Okay, so that's that one. Put my note tag punch away. Right, what we're going to do then is I've used 2 stamps from this set called The Open Sea. This is a lovely set, especially for anybody who likes boats and the sea. So I've used that stamp, and I've embossed them with silver. So when the light's on them, I don't know if the light's catching them because it's not properly light outside at the moment, they do shine. So what I'm going to do is just run over those with my embossing buddy. Those of you that know me know why I do that. That is so that I get rid of any static or any greasy finger marks. I'm then going to bring in my Versamark pad. Got my 2 stamps already mounted. So just going to get plenty of the ink on there. Oh, I just put my fingers on there. What a clumsy clod I am this morning. And do the other one. Never quite know if you've got enough ink. Right, I just want to, this is quite difficult because it's backwards and I want to make sure I've got north at the top. I think that one's north. I should have put these the correct way up. To be honest, it would only be us that would realise it was back to front. I don't think probably anybody else would notice. Right, I've then got a spare piece of card, just because I don't want to get embossing powder everywhere. I have got, oh, difficult to pick up. Put that there, and that there, and I've got my silver embossing powder, which I'm going to sprinkle liberally all over. And then just pick it up, give it a good tap, get any spare stray bits off. You can always pop it over a second time if you don't think you've got every piece. I've got a few stray flecks there, even though I cleaned, oh, if you remember though, I did pick it up, didn't I, with my thumb, so I possibly popped a bit more grease back onto it. No matter though, there is always a solution. Get a little paintbrush, just go over it and just flick off any stray bits that you don't want. Just be careful not to flick off any bits you do want, because at the moment, although you've got your Versamark ink, it will come off very easily. You can very, very, very easily. Right, okay, that will do. Then I need to take my heat gun. I'll just heat it up a bit first. Oh no, I've just done exactly what I've said. I've stuck my finger right over that. Never mind. Oh, that is rather hot. The reason I'm moving a lot is this heat tool is quite hot and it's making my fingers feel a bit scorched. Okay. Right, I did say I was having a clumsy klutz morning. Right in the middle, you probably saw I stuck my finger straight across that. What a twit. Never mind, we'll carry on because I'm sure you don't want to see me starting from scratch. Right, what I'm going to do is pop a little hole into each of these. So I've got my handheld 1/4 inch punch here. And knowing the kind of morning I'm having, these are probably going to end up on the bottom rather than the top. Oh, that one worked. Oh, I do find, I don't know if other people who do videos find, the filming either goes pretty smoothly, once one thing goes wrong, it feels like it's all going wrong. And the trouble is, it takes such a lot of prep work to get ready for a video that I don't want to start again. Oh, ink. Right, I'm going to go around the edges of everything. I've got a finger sponge dauber there. I'm just going to dip it in my Night and Navy and just go around. You don't have to do this, but I do personally feel that it just gives a bit of, oh, I was a bit heavy-handed there, gives a bit of dimension to it and just lifts it off the page a little bit, especially with the plain white card like this. And you can use finger sponge dauber, you can use a proper little sponge, Stamping Up do proper sponges that you can cut into quarters. which hopefully I shall be investing in soon, but for now these work for me. I'm expecting the floor fitting guy to arrive any minute now, so I'm trying to get this done before the doorbell rings and I have to walk away and leave. It does feel like it's probably going to happen this morning, but no, we should be positive. You can do this, especially if you want a deeper border, you can do this before you attach the top to it, but I knew I was only just going to put it right on the edges. But if you want a deeper border and you think there's any risk of going over your top layer, then do it beforehand. Right, and the last thing I'm going to do is just very quickly, and I really should have done this beforehand, shouldn't I? I should have had one prepared for you. But as you can see, it really doesn't take long, especially if you don't get into the habit that I quite often do and start faffing. You're better really just to go, just do it once, not trying to go back over to perfect it, because the minute you do that you put a bit more ink somewhere else, then you have to go round and round and round trying to correct it all. So they say just go with the flow. Brilliant. Okay, time to start putting the card together. So there's, oh no, I did oh goodness me. Okay, well we'll just have this as a show card. I won't give it to anybody. I stuck my finger in the ink pad and bodged it on there. Oh dear. That probably isn't a good idea to start again. I think if I start again, we might be here till this evening. So as we're so close to finishing it, let's just get on and do it, and you'll have to pretend I didn't stick my finger in. So luckily these are just made just for the video. I haven't got anybody in mind to actually give them to, so you don't need to worry. Somebody's not going to be getting an ink splodged card. So I just put some glue onto the bottom of that. I'm going to put some glue onto this just around the edges. Oh, I'm just wondering how many more mistakes I can make. They're not intentional, honestly. Okay, yes, make sure you get your sentiment the right way up. That possibly could have been my next error. Oh, are we going to get this straight now? No, I'm starting to get a bit of a complex that the card filming video gods are against me. Oh dear, never mind. Right, I'm going to pop some dimensionals onto the back of this, just to lift it up. It always makes a card seem so much more interesting when you lift it up. I still haven't got over my addiction to putting too many dimensionals on. If you watch other card makers, they don't use as many as I do, and there probably is no need. But I do have fear of saggy layers. Right. So if you've got a pattern like that, make sure it's the correct way up. And then I'm just going to use a bit of baker's twine, which I've somehow managed to get a knot in. It's like earphones, isn't it? You put earphones in your pocket and they just knot. And you think, how? I haven't done anything with them. I haven't moved them, haven't touched them. They were fine when I put them in. You get them out and they're all knotted up. Right, so I've just threaded the 3 of them onto there. And make sure I've got enough. I can always cut it shorter, but it's annoying when you don't cut enough. So I'm going to spread those out in a minute, but I'm just going to tie a knot there, and then I'll neaten the edges off in a moment. Hopefully I've left enough there. In fact, let's neaten the edges off now before we forget. Okay, so all I've done with these is pop a dimensional on the back of those as well. And then I sort of just laid them on. Oh, I wonder if we could hide that. If we're very clever. Oh, what do you think? I might be able to. It's just in the wrong place. Oh, probably I could possibly hide it. I did really want them sort of spread out like that, but that doesn't look good, does it? Oh, silly girl, Debbie. Okay, let's go with that. As I've said before, there is no such thing as an irreparable, well, generally, irreparable card mistake. Most things you can cover up with an embellishment or an extra layer or something like that. Okay, so all I did then was just got that so that I could put this at the angle I wanted, and am I happy with that? Let's have it a bit more to one side. Put the other card to the other side, and then I just used a glue dot just to hold that in place. So where are we? Glue dots. Everybody's got their own method of getting glue dots off. I just use a pointy tool, pop that on there, and then that will adhere to it. You won't see it, but it just stops that flopping around. Oh, I could have done it a bit looser. So after all my mistakes, for which I do profusely apologise, there's a male birthday card. That's the original one without mistakes. Thank you very much for joining me. It's goodbye from me, Debbie, at cariadcards.co.